Weather Authority forecast with meteorologist Chase Menendez. He warns you first.
Good morning, everybody. Happy Independence Day. We made it to the 4th of July, and I bet everyone's big question is it going to rain this afternoon? Well, let's get to that. Yesterday, we saw a lot of rain here, developing at some of the higher elevations. You can see that not lasting for too long, tracking off to the east. Some of those thunderstorms did become pretty intense, and in fact, we're left over with a little bit of that this morning. Some really light showers there in Carlsbad. That's good news. We could use some of that rain out that way, but if you also notice, we've got another system creeping in ever closer to West Texas. This big low pressure here riding the Gulf Coast, the Gulf of Mexico, tracking off to the west, eventually will make its way into West Texas. But is it going to get here in time? Will it get here this afternoon, and will it give us any rain chances? Let's take a look at what the model says. Model shows us clearing out by the time we get to as early as 10 a.m. Mostly sunny conditions out there. That's pretty good news. That means we'll warm up pretty quickly. We'll see a nice warm day, but we've also got a good chance to see some rain developing at the higher elevations once again today. Same suspects that we saw yesterday and even the day before, still giving us potentially some thunderstorm action, but that's not going to last for too long. The biggest question is that system approaching. You can see it getting really, really close to West Texas by 4 p.m. as it tracks off to the west, getting closer to us. It actually begins to die down. Notice the timing on this, 9 p.m. That's when we'll start to see the influence of that system, but it's also when we'll see the sun go down. So that's going to remove a lot of heat, which, as we know, is energy for these thunderstorms. So once we cut off that fuel source, we're not going to be dealing with too much in the way of rain chances, because it's just not going to be kicking off without any of that sunshine. Now, we will see plenty of sunshine this afternoon. By the time we get to around 4 p.m., we'll start to see a lot of that cloud cover dissipate. We'll see those temperatures warming up into the triple digits again, and that'll leave us to a pretty clear overnight, at least for a little while. Once that system makes its way in past midnight, we'll start to see some of the effects of that. Now, the good news is if we do get any rain, especially at the higher elevations, we're not looking at any kind of severe risk, because that is so far away from us here in West Texas. We are not connected to that bundle of energy. So if we do get any rain out to the west, the higher elevations this afternoon, a little bit later than what we've been seeing, we're not likely to see any severe weather. That is good. Here in the basin, we'll be clear of that rain. I don't expect us to see any of those thunderstorms making their way into Odessa, Midland, or really any part of the basin. Most of that's going to be way out to the west. But we do have that system coming our way, and that is actually going to be cooling us down. That's really good news, because we've seen some pretty hot days. Now, in addition to that cool down, we're going to see these wind speeds really increasing. Right now, wind speeds about average, but once we get to this afternoon, right around 1 p.m., single digits just about everywhere except Dryden. Now, as we go further into the evening time, remember that system really approaching us by around 9 p.m. You can already see that wind direction changing to out of the due east, and then we'll see that counterclockwise rotation. Actually looking really nice here on this model. Picking up our wind speeds 15 miles per hour by 9 a.m. tomorrow, and then get ready tomorrow afternoon, looking to be very, very windy. 21 miles per hour by around 4 p.m. So it is going to be a very windy day tomorrow, but today we've got those calm Independence Day conditions. Temperatures picking up to 101 here for Odessa, Midland, so pretty hot, pretty well above average. Those wind speeds dying down, that sun shining once we get to this afternoon, but we've also got a chance to see the rain at the higher elevations out to the west. I do not expect that to make its way into the basin for today, and tomorrow, 85 degrees. 85 degrees. The average for this time of year is 95, so that's a good 10 degrees below average. This weekend, you may have noticed 30% Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Basically, what I'm trying to say is it's going to rain one of those 3 days. It's looking like it's going to be a little bit of rainy this weekend.
Is it possible any way for you just to switch it, 85 today, 101 tomorrow? Is there anything
I'll get on that. I'll get on. You know what? That actually is a really good idea. I wish I had thought of that earlier.
Yeah, stay tuned. We'll see if we can go.